Hey Bees, I'm Marie from Humblebee and Me, and welcome to the start of the 2018 Christmas soaping season. So today we are making these gorgeous sugar plum Christmas soap bars, and I'm so excited to share these with you. So as you can see, they are purple with a bit of a white swirly bit on top and some little dancing bits sort of down towards the bottom. In order to get these swirls, we need a relatively slow tracing batter, but I didn't want it to be as slow tracing as some of the ones that I've been working with recently, like for the poppy seed soap I made. So I swapped out 10% of the liquid oil for 10% shea butter so that we would actually get a little bit of viscosity to this so that we could actually get some defined swirls without everything just immediately mixing together like coffee and cream do, or without sort of having to like mix it for absolutely ages to get that viscosity. We can just kind of make that happen a little faster with a bit of shea butter. In the scent department, these bars are a bit different from what I often do, and they're also different from the rest of the Sugar Plum series. I'm using a fragrance oil today called Sugared Spruce, which smells utterly incredible, but the rest of the series does use a blend of essential oils. So if you want to learn more about that and do that instead, please go down to the description box and read the blog post. There's more details on that there. But if you do enjoy fragrance oils, this one is stunning. It's like bright pine and sort of sweet vanilla and sort of fruity hints that really seem to be pretty darn perfect for something called sugar plum. Because this batter is on the sort of slower tracing side, it is a longer aging batter. So if you want to make this for Christmas, I highly recommend doing it fairly soon so that you can squeeze in at least 4 or 5 weeks of aging before you start gifting them out to all your lucky friends and family. But come on, let's get started. So before we dive in, let's take a quick look at everything we've got here. So we have our fats, and if you want to know what the fat blend is, please refer to the description box below this video or my blog, humblebeeandme.com, and search for the name of this soap. So here's our fat blend, melted and then cooled to just a little bit warmer than room temperature. We have our lye solution, our sodium hydroxide solution, calculated to a 5% discount. We have our fragrance, we have some titanium dioxide pre-dispersed in some canola oil, and some micas pre-dispersed in some canola oil. And those micas are actually a blend of 2 micas from Yellow Bee here in Calgary, sapphire and soft amethyst, to create sort of a cooler, richer purple. We have our immersion blender, we've got our mold, we've got a gear tie here to be sort of our hanger swirl basically, but it's got a lot more sort of girth to it than a plain old hanger does, so it has some slightly better drag. Got some paper towels, of course, always useful to have on hand, and we have sort of an extra spatula with a container to rest it in, and then we can also use that for mixing up any extra colors. And let's dive in. So we're going to start by adding our lye water to our fats. And we're going to bring that to a light trace. All right, so that's a pretty nice trace there. So we're going to add our fragrance. So today I'm actually using Sugared Spruce. This is a Crafter's Choice fragrance oil. I picked this up from Windy Point Soap Making here in Calgary. If you're looking for essential oil alternatives, please refer to my blog. I have discussed that there. So I'm going to blend that in. And now I'm going to divide the batter up. So I'm going to pour about 400 grams of the batter, and in here we've got about 2,300 grams of batter. So I'm going to pour about 400 grams of it into another container here so that we can do our different colors for our swirl. So this little one is going to be white, and this big one's going to be purple. So I'm going to do the white first so that we can kind of do the lighter color first with the immersion blender and then just move straight to the darker color and not worry about sort of accidentally making that a little bit purple. And now for our hanger swirl. So plunging down and wrapping around. All right, now I'm gonna leave this to set up for about 20 minutes so I can do some pretty things with the top once it's got a bit more viscosity to it. Okay, so it's been about 20 minutes and this isn't quite as wobbly as it was before, so let's get a feel for how this is doing. Okay, good stuff. This is like a nice workable consistency here. I just want some sort of kind of subtle ridges along the top. I was toying with the idea of kind of doing something with the tines of a fork and seeing some really pretty designs like that lately, but I want to dust the top of this with some mica and some sparkle sugar, and so I don't want anything that's really too textured. Otherwise I'm kind of afraid that the sparkle sugar is going to have trouble adhering if there's lots and lots of ridges. So I'm going to kind of leave it like that, and then I've got our toppings here. So this is a sort of a silver white mica like that I've mixed with kind of the remainder of the purple micas that I had left. So I'm going to use a sieve here and kind of tap this over top. And then we have our sparkle sugar. All right, well, now I'm just gonna leave that to saponify for probably at least 48 hours before slicing. I'm not going to cover it or insulate it since I find that this mold kind of does the insulation thing perfectly fine on its own. So I'll see you in about 2 days. Okay, so it's been just shy of 2 days, probably about 44 hours, and we're ready to cut this soap. So we're gonna start by first disassembling the mold. So here we are all sliced up. I think the first thing I noticed I was really happy about is that the color imparted by the fragrance oil went away during saponification, and it almost always does, but it's always a relief to see that, this is, a nice white and a nice purple. And I also, sort of got the nice white and the nice purple, even though the batter I was working with wasn't really those colors. Really like how the top turned out. You can see I, cut from the side to avoid dragging the sugar crystals through the bars because they are definitely still quite soft. And then it was a bit tricky to find somewhere I could put them down without setting them down on the soap crystals, on the sugar crystals, because they really sort of scattered around a bit. I really like how the swirl at the top came out, and these sort of interesting little details we kind of get towards the bottom from that initial pour of the white batter that was sort of halfway through. So these are going to need to age for probably at least 4 weeks. It's a sort of on the softer side batter, but yeah, at least 4 weeks aging before gifting, but you've got plenty of time for that. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, and do remember to go down to the description box below the video to read the blog about the video, where I've got everything written out, links to all my ingredients, information about sort of substitutions and scaling and all that fun stuff. But yeah, welcome to the 2018 holiday soaping season. Thanks for joining me as I made these sugar plum soap bars, and yeah, I will see you next time.